Okay, engine is in. Took roughly half hour, 45 minutes. I did end up removing the front support on the deck. I just let the deck drop all the way down. It didn't put any strain on anything, so we're good in that aspect. All 4 engine bolts are done, all tight. I did use Loctite on them. Since I'm not using the absolute correct fasteners, I didn't have any of the self-tappers left anymore, and the ones I did have were way too short. So they're Loctited, they're all tight. The crank bolt is also in. I used the electric impact right there with my nice socket set. Gave about 4 or 5 abaduggas. That is all you need. You do not need to torque them. Just like the flywheel bolt, there's no need to torque it. Just use electric impact and do about 4 or 5 abaduggas. So everything underneath is done. Now everything up top. The electrical connections have already been made on this side right here, starter and the electrical harness. But like I mentioned before, the backfire prevention solenoid has failed on the carburetor, so that's going to have to get dug into. Also, I'm debating on removing the fuel pump. Since this was in the free Craftsman, it needed a fuel pump, so I added one. I'm debating on removing it. If I have a replacement dipstick tube without the little vacuum hookup, I will replace it. I should have one, it's a matter of finding it. So I'm going to do that next, and we'll get this engine back up and running. I'm going to see if I can get the backfire prevention solenoid freed up. If I can't, I'll look for a replacement. I'd rather try and save something before I replace something. Only reason why I'm debating on removing the fuel pump, I don't have a lot of room between the tank and the back of the engine, so I can make the fuel line work, but if I can remove the pump, I run a straight line straight to the carburetor, it'll be much better. Also, unfortunately, the fan shroud will not work. That's the way it wants to sit. Looks good, but it blocks the dipstick tube. I may run it anyways. It won't be my issue to deal with anytime you gotta check the oil, but we'll see. They're not overly necessary to have on them, so I don't know yet. But there's where we're at for right now on this machine. We're gonna do the throttle, choke still, and like I said, the fuel pump and exhaust. So it's gonna have to go back up in the air once more. I just wanted to lower it back down, get the deck settled back into its upright position. I'll lift it back up, remove this front heat shield, try and fit the muffler. Like I said, if it doesn't fit, I will go with the one piece. Not a big deal. So getting there, should be done in the next half hour, 45 minutes. So like I said, this from start to finish, this definitely is not a hard job to do. As long as nothing seizes, nothing breaks off, it's a very straightforward job. So I'll talk to them later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.